Hey, hi, good evening, friends. I'm Jaskaran Kohli, independent financial consultant and financial advisor, working with one of the most reputed brands in India and globally. I consider myself blessed to have been associated with the financial industry and this particular organization in particular for the last 15 years and serving more than 1,000 customers worldwide. Today, I take this privilege to address this widespread audience, and I consider myself lucky that I can reach out to this audience and provide the valuable inputs that I've already always been doing for the last 15 years. Friends, please be very open to what I am saying. It's not a paid session, it's a free session. So y'all can be very relaxed and very casual and just watch this video in your free time. Try to understand what I'm trying to deliver. Try to understand what are the key takeaways, because that could definitely have an impact in your life. And there are some people who would not like what I'm saying, but that's okay. My purpose is not to get 100% confirmation or 100% buy on what I'm saying, but it's just a suggestion, a recommendation, and what I have gained in the last 15 years. I'm trying to just put forth that to my audience. If you in any ways feel that this is not for me, or this is something that does not suit me, it's very fine, But in general, yes, it is designed in such a way that it will help you to understand what I'm trying to trying to put across. So, friends, today I would be talking about certain concepts, in financial planning. This session is actually different from my last 3 or 4 sessions on Zoom, and they were a bit exhaustive, and they were more to do with the ways of doing financial planning and asset allocation strategies. But this is designed. It's a very small session. It's a 15-20 minute session, and it's designed on certain concepts, which you need to understand. So, friends, uh, the first concept that I would be talking to you today is about the tree and the root concept, right? So just give me this opportunity to share the screen with you. And there are certain things which I would like to show you, and I'm sure you would understand, as the slides progress on what we are talking about. I'm sure each one of you would like to do wonders in their financial life, and they would like to have a financially free life. And believe me, friends, today whatever I'm going to talk to you will actually be an eye opener, and it will change your right? So allow me to share the screen, and just hold on, friends. Friends, this is basically a money mastery series which I am talking to you about, on how to master your money. Uh, you need to understand, friends, who are you? You need to introspect. There are a lot of people who don't understand, what they want in life. How are they going to plan their finances? What is their finances? How they're going to spend their money, hard-earned money, and where are they supposed to spend their money, and what all are the places where they should save, and if they should do any savings at all. So you need to understand these are the three type of people. Basically, we have differentiated and segregated. The first class is the warrior class, who always worry about money, but they do nothing. These are the people who will always keep telling you that I'm short of money, or I don't have money, or they will keep making excuses that this is not the right time to invest, or this is not the right time to save, or they will keep on cribbing, but they will do nothing which will actually help them to go on the right path. So these are the warrior type of people. So if you are in this class of people, friends, then you should not watch this, because this is not for you. This is for someone who is in the assumer category, and for someone who is in the avoider category. Because the person who is in the avoider category actually does not know anything about his finances or her finances. So my idea is to provide a solution to them in terms of knowledge so that they can actually be aware of their finances and start thinking on it. A zoomer is a person who thinks that his power, money power, the earning power will never end, and lifelong they will keep earning income, right? They assume. Actually, that's not the case, but we keep assuming that. There are a lot of people who fall in this category, and these are the people who actually, one day fall in a debt trap, or they are the ones who actually fall in a financial crunch. There are a lot of people today who had assumed that they're thinking that their money income would never stop, their earning power would not stop. COVID has taught us one thing, that anything can happen to anyone, be it the richest person in the world, or be it an industrialist, or be it a professional who is in the top notch. They can have a problem, if things don't work out properly, if things don't work in their favor. So today what I'm going to talk about is the root and the tree concept, friends. Have you ever heard about a tree? A long tree, which is, let's say, a Chinese bamboo tree, or a very big tree, which has a very deep root. You would all have heard about banyan tree and, the various other trees, which are so tall. But have you ever wondered why they are so tall and why they are so strong? It's because their roots are very strong, dear friends. It's because their inner, their deep roots, their roots are very, very strong, and they are very, very, they are the foundation of the strong trees. The roots are the foundation of the strong trees. Similarly, friends, when we are working, while we are in job, or if we have a very big business, or whatever be the situation, if we are doing well in life, it doesn't mean that we would keep on doing well forever. If we are a big businessman, it does not mean that we would keep on generating that income. There are people who tell me that I have a lot of business, Judge Karan. I have a lot of assets which I have built. I just tell them one thing, friends. Your assets might be as good as the tree, but you have good roots. If those assets don't generate income, if those assets fail, then what good is the tree, friends? My question to you is, friends, today, if you're earning 2 lakh rupees a month, or you're earning 10 lakh rupees a month, or whatever income category that you are in, you just introspect. Tomorrow, if there is no income, tomorrow, if you don't earn, if your earning stops for whatever reason, be it a job loss, be it your ill health, or be it a failure in business, or a termination, a voluntary retirement, would you be in a position to get that same kind of income which you have been getting all this while? Your family is dependent on your income, is dependent on your earnings. So if there is a big if tomorrow your job is not there, if tomorrow your business fails, would your family still be able to lead the same life which they have been leading all these lives? Friends, it takes a lot of years. It takes around 20, 25 years to bring your family to the lifestyle that they are leading right now. But just imagine if tomorrow anything was to happen to you, if anything was to happen to your job, would they be able to manage that same lifestyle? Answer is probably no. So here comes the root concept. Here comes the foundation. What foundation have you laid? And that foundation can be, you can get through a passive income. Friends, there are 3 types of income which we all have. That's the active income, the passive income, and the portfolio income. What's the active income? Active income is the income which is generated from your work, while you're working, while you're in job, or you are, to take care of your daily expenses. Anyone who has been in the industry from the last 15, 20 years, they are earning good income. It's the active income. But it doesn't mean that if there is an active income, it will keep on coming for life. As I said, there is nothing called permanent in life. Everything is temporary, as COVID has taught us correct today. We are in a situation where a lot of people have lost their jobs. A lot of businesses are shut. I was just talking to a colleague of mine. Basically, he's not a colleague; he's one of my clients, and he was telling me, just Karan, over the last 1 year or so, I have not been able to generate income. The monthly income, the regular income that used to come to my business, whatever it was. I have not been able to generate that, but the expenses are on. The rent is on, the office rent is on, the electricity bill is on, the employee's salary are on. All these expenses are on. And he told me one thing which I really, really, really would like to tell you. This is something which you should understand. A businessman of his stature, earning around 50 to 60 lakh rupees a month, telling me that Jaskar and my resources are absolutely depleted in this last 1 year because of COVID. And if this situation continues for the next 1 year, believe you me, I would be out of funds. Today, he's forced to sell his assets. He's forced to sell his, uh, assets, which he had taken for good days. But because of this situation, he's forced to sell those assets, and he is running the show by selling those assets. So friends, if such a big businessman, can be out of business, and he says very, very frankly that he doesn't have an exit plan for his business. If situation continues like this for the next 1 year, he would be out of business because he doesn't have any other assets to hold on to. He doesn't have any other assets to depend on. So friend, here comes the importance of passive income, which is the root, of your tree. A passive income, as it says, is a continuous income from an asset without your active participation for daily and lifestyle expenses. So friends, tomorrow if you're out of job, or for 1 year you don't have, a business is down, you can depend on this passive income, which will give you a regular flow, a continuous flow of income throughout lifetime, at a fixed rate. This is called passive income. Imagine friends, if we were supposed to, get a passive income of 1 lakh rupees per month, sitting in the house today, not doing anything, how would it feel? Have to plan for that, friends. You have to, plan in such a manner that, this passive income keeps coming to you for life. That's the passive income. This is, what I'm going to talk to you about. Let's not focus on the portfolio income for now. That is a bit long term. That is for your different needs in life, like retirement or child's education or marriage. We are not going to focus on that. My only income, the concept was to talk to you about passive income. So friends, these are the three types of incomes. Now let us look at the income streams, the active income streams or the passive income streams. How do you create income? This is your earned income, which you get from a job or a business. This is your profit income, which you get from buying and selling. This is basically, it can be an active income or a passive income, depending on the type of business that you do. It could be from buying and selling stocks. It could be from buying and selling property for someone who is not in a property business. It could be a buying and selling of gold. Whatever it is, friends, this is considered to be a passive income, if buying and selling is not your primary work. Third is the interest income. This is also a passive income source, from lending money. People lend money either to banks or they lend money to the private, people, their family members or outsiders whom they trust, and they get money from there. So this is a passive income. Whether you you work or you don't work, this income keeps coming, this interest keeps coming. But friends, caution, there is a word of caution here, because interest income also is now taken a toll, because people were lending to big businessmen, with the hope that they would get around 14 to 16% or 20% kind of income. It happens in the business community, where people lend a huge amount of money, to businessmen on faith, and they get monthly interest. This is now taken a toll, because these big businesses are now not rolling their income. The cash flow is not there, so they have stopped getting that interest. That interest income is not there. Here comes the concept of guarantee. Here comes the income of security. The question of security, because you lend to these big business houses thinking that you will keep on getting the interest, but now that is not the situation anymore. And especially in this COVID times, every business house or any big business builder, big builders or big property real estate businesses, they've all taken a hit, and people are not being able to repay their debts. They are not being able to service the interest. Fourth, friends, is the dividend income. Here is, if you own some stocks, the stock markets, you get dividends. Again, they are also not guaranteed, but this, they are the passive income. Royalties. If you have done some work, where you have a trademark, where you have a royalty, you keep on getting this regular royalty every year, or every month. Very few people who have a patent, who can devise something, where invent something where they get a royalty on. For example, McDonald's, they have a royalty. Whomever they give franchises to, they get royalty on that franchisee, every franchise that opens, right? So they are royalty. How many of us can work on the royalty business model? Very few of us. Then there is capital gains, friends, which is again increase in the value of an asset class. Then there is rental income. If you are renting out a property, which is not the correct mode of income because it's very low. The current rental incomes is not even more than 3%, 3 to 4% a year. It's a bad investment right now, and properties don't appreciate, as they were appreciating in the last 10 or 15 years. And last is the pension income. It's basically a annuity income, which is a fixed annuity income which helps you in retirement planning. So these are the various passive income classes, which one could look at, to generate a passive income. But it is very important to have a passive income class. If you're just dependent on your active income, as I told you, what could happen. So this is the root and the tree concept, friends. I hope you have understood this concept, very clearly. It's basically the foundation that you are laying for your financial planning, for your financial life. How you are, saving, how you are doing a financial plan. You need to introspect on that, because just active income will not help you, and you need to focus on a passive income as well. For these days when your active income will not be there. Right? The second concept which I'm talking to you about is, friends, this is basically the 28,000 concept. Have you ever wondered, what is this 28,000? It's a very, very, common number, because most of the people would not have heard about this number. It is actually roughly the number of days which a person, lives for. It's the lifespan, average lifespan of a person is around 28,000 days, which is around 676.71 years, approximately 80 years. Okay. Now I've just, shown it with the help of this graph. This 80 years of a life is broken into 4 parts. From 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, and 60 to 80. From 0 to 80, friends, we study, we play, we fool around. There's no income at that time, and we are dependent on our family members. We're dependent on our parents to take care of us. Right? That's the time when we are studying or we are out of college, and we're looking out for a job, maybe after 20 or 21. So for some it is earlier, for some it is later, right? From 0 to 20, more or less, for an average person, there is no income, right? From 20 to 40, friends, we get our first job, we buy our first car, and we move into our first house. We probably get married at 27, 28, and we have our kids, right? This is the second phase. From 40 to 60, friends, we might change our job, we might start a business, but we'll definitely buy a new car, because we have been driving that junk for the last 10 or 15 years. So we'd like to get rid of it. And probably, for people who have had a first house, they would like to move to a second. They would like to buy a second house as an investment, right? However, most importantly, if we have kids, we're just getting ready to get married, right? Just getting ready for the first phase of life. Sorry, not married, but for the first phase of life. So friends, this is the third phase of life. Now from 60 to 80, friends, we hope to retire. We hope to retire. It's not many people can't retire, but we hope to retire, right? From 0 to 20, friends, and from 60 to 80, this is the, these are the two most important phases of life, because there is no income over here. We don't earn income when we are from 0 to 20, and we don't have an income, steady flow of income from 60 to 80 either, right? This means that we started with 28,000 days, and we are just left with 14,000 days. 14,000 days just are without income. So it is in these 14,000 days, my friend, what you do with your life, that you achieve these goals. You look after your parents' dreams, you look after your kids' dream, look after your retirement dreams, and you just got 14,000 days to achieve all of them, right? So you have to make the most important money decisions in these times. And if you are listening to me today, friends, there is no reason why you should delay your retirement planning, or you should delay your portfolio income, as I told you, on your on various ways of saving and various ways of generating income for your years after retirement, because these are going to be your most tough days. Believe you me, if there's not going to be a regular source of income, it could be tougher than these days which we have faced the last 5 or 6 months, right? So friends, let's say you are at 35 and your big portion of your life is already over. You probably don't have much time. This is the time you need to take those most important decisions. You face 4 fears, universal fears. I've interacted with a lot of people all over the globe, and what they tell me is, according to these findings, I have put it in this slides. There are 4 financial fears which people require, and you need to eliminate these fears with the help of these financial goals. What are those fears? Let us have a look. The first fear is, what if I cannot work till 60? What happens if my career gets derailed because of bad health, because of disability, or because of any reason for which I might be out of job or out of business? The second fear is, what if I don't reach 60? That's the biggest fear, second biggest fear. And for this reason, people take a life insurance policy to protect their family. If they cannot reach 60, what happens to their family? The lifestyle which their family has been leading for the last 20 years, 25 years, the income level that they are in, what would happen to that? Would they be able to lead the same lifestyle which they have been leading for the last 20 years? That's a very important question, friends. You need to focus on that. And life insurance is a very important product when it comes to protection of your income or protection of your family in case of death. The third fear which people has is, how much does it require to retire? People are not aware of it. For some, it may be $5 million. For some, it might be $10 million. Or for some, $1 million might also be enough. How much is it enough to retire? You have to figure out, right? And the fourth fear is that, can I ensure that my child starts with the right foundation? The best foundation is to have a right education, to provide a right education for your child. People tell me that I'll take a loan, I'll take a loan and I will provide for my child's education. Friends, if you are 50, 55 and your child is 20, 25 and you have to take a loan, for the last 5 or 3 years of your retirement life, it would be very difficult to repay that loan off. It would be very difficult to take that extra burden at that age when you're going to retire. So it's better that you start preparing from now and make that portfolio income, which will help you to reach those financial goals, which will help you to create the best foundation and have the right education for your child. So these are the 4 fears, which people have, which I have put across in these, graphs. What if I cannot work till 60? To generate an income, which I told you, that's a passive income source. I already spoke to you about. You have a tree. If that tree does not have a good root, the roots are not deep, it's no use for us, right? What if I don't reach 60? For that, you need to take a life insurance policy. You need to ensure that your dependents get taken care of if you are not around. And third thing is, friends, how much do I need to retire? You need to prepare for your retirement planning. You need to plan your retirement, friends, and exactly at the right age, because people tell me, I don't want to plan now. 25 is too young an age to start retirement planning. I tell them, hey, hold on. Do you think it's too young to start? Then assume this. If you were to retire at 60, you got 35 years in your hand. And assuming the rate of interest to be 7.5%, 8%, you would require around 5,000 rupees per month to generate 1 crore corpus on retirement, right? Now, if you delay your retirement planning by another 10 years, you start at 35, you would require 12 to 15,000 rupees to reach the same corpus, assuming the rate of interest is 7%. And friends, if you start at 45, then you would require around 25,000 rupees per month to achieve the same 1 crore corpus. So my question to you is, friends, would you like to save 5,000 rupees per month and reach 1 crore? Or do you want to spend 25,000 per month and generate 1 crore with a smaller duration, a smaller horizon, right? So that's about the 28,000 concept which I was talking to you about, an important part of our life. It's an important number. So just think about it. And the third concept is, friend, a pot concept. It's basically a pot in the house. You have a pot, a tree pot in the house, right? I was taught this by my grandmother, who had told me that, Jaskaran, while I was a kid, she had taught me, she used to buy this rice from the grocery store, and she used to keep a fistful of these rice in the pot. Every day, whatever rice used to come into the house, or every week, a fist of that used to go into the pot. I used to wonder, why is she doing this? Why is she putting a fistful of rice into the pot? Friends, she explained me one day why I'm doing this. The reason for her really astonished me. One fine day, there was a curfew in our locality, friends. And on that day, there was no rice because we couldn't go to the shops to buy rice or a staple food. And I saw that my family had plenty of rice in the house. It was just because of my grandmother. She had put that fistful of rice in the pot, and she used to store that, part of that rice every day for the tough days, for the days when we could not buy rice. So friends, the important message that I am trying to give here is that whatever income you earn, 20% of that or 25% of that, keep for your tough days, keep for your rainy days, keep for your days when you don't have an income, when you cannot earn, when that income stops coming. At that time, it will help you. We do a retirement planning, or we do a portfolio planning for the days when, for the days when we would not be in a good position. Today we are in a good position. Today we are earning, but tomorrow when we are not in a position to earn, when we don't have a stable income, friends, we would require that income. So start planning from today. Save this 25% of your income per month, and it will help you to achieve a lot of your goals. See, friends, these are the most important quadrants, which I have put the expenses into. Whatever expenses that you do, these are the four most important quadrants. And I feel if you follow these quadrants verbatim, I think you can easily, plan your finances, and you can easily, do savings and reach those financial goals, which seem to be so far stretched and which seem to be so tough to achieve. Friends, it's not tough. It's just your mindset. If you do this, you would be well on your path to achieve financial freedom. I can guarantee you this, right? But you need to focus on this and you need to plan this. So friends, let us look at the various quadrants. What are those quadrants? Those are the four quadrants most important. The first one is urgent expenses. What are the urgent expenses, friends? These are very urgent and very important expenses of your life. It can lead to a crisis situation if it is not done. It has a short-term implication. These could be, expenses like, it could be any expenses, which are leading you to a crisis situation. You need to take care of them first. This could be a situation wherein there is something which is not there in the house, and you need to buy that, immediately. If it is not done, then it could have a short-term implication. These are the urgent expenses. What are the important expenses? Very important expenses, but they are not urgent. It will not create any crisis in the situation, but it has a long-term implication. This is retirement planning. It will not create any crisis in the short term in this situation. But in the long term, if you have not planned for your retirement, friends, it would have a very serious implication where you would be without your steady flow of income. Third is popular expenses. Friends, these are the waste. These are expenses which are just done because people are doing it. So I should also, because we live in a society, so we feel that whatever expenses people are doing, we need to copy them, to be a part of the society. These are not urgent expenses. They are not important expenses. They look good expense. They look good, They are popularity expenses to be only done only if you complete these two expenses. If you have completed your urgent and important expenses, then you need to focus on the popular expenses. What are these? Buying a very, very expensive phone, if your salary does not permit. Buying something which you should not buy. Going on that cruise, going on that vacation when you don't need it. I've seen people earning ₹1 lakh of salary and spending 70 to 80,000 of their expenses on EMI. That's a waste, friends. It's totally waste. We don't need those popular expenses. We can definitely take those expenses once we are settled and we have done, with these urgent expenses and important expenses. So cut down on those popular expenses. I'm sure you can put the amount in your savings and take care of your future. And last is the useless expenses. These are again, friends, expenses which we don't need. These are absolutely not important, and they don't serve any purpose. They should not be indulged in if you don't have excessive wealth. Only if you have excessive wealth, then you should do. These are expenses like buying a as I said, buying maybe uh, expensive gift for your friend. It could be a gift worth 15 to 20,000 rupees, or for that matter, buying impulsive buying. You go to a shop, you just see that item and you want to buy it. Uh, you feel that yes, I need this. This suits my class. That's not the case, friends. Just think on it for 10 to 12 times. You just think about it. Do you really require this product? Can you do without it? Or do you need to put this money somewhere else? Because your money is very hard earned. Today you have an active income, as I said, but tomorrow things could be different. And if such a situation comes, then you will really regret that why did you spend so much income on these useless expenses? You need to take a stop of them. So friends, these are the expenses. You need to change your focus from the popular and useless expenses to the important and the urgent expenses. And I'm sure that each one of us will do well. And they will try to, if you need any recommendations, any help, I'm always there to help you out. I'm a leading financial consultant in Kolkata, and I work with, most of the top business people and salaried people and corporates, as well as, the professionals. If you require any help from me, anything in, working towards this goal, I would be really happy to help you out. And I take pleasure in addressing this widespread audience. I feel that you have understood what I was trying to talk to you about, the three concepts. They are the root and the tree concept, the 28,000 concept, and the pot concept. Now relate this with your life. I'm sure you would understand what I'm trying to guess at, what I'm trying to hint at, and you would take these takeaways, that key takeaways, and implement in your life. I'm sure you will do well. Thanks a lot, friends, and have a great evening. And I'm sure that you would enjoy yourself. Thank you. Thanks a lot. See you in future.